Hi, this is Mike Wallach with TriMech, and I'd like to show you how to increase your speed in SOLIDWORKS by customizing the shortcut toolbars. Here I have a sketch that's ready to extrude. Now what I'd like to be able to do is extrude it without moving my cursor away from the center of the graphics area. But at the moment, the only way I could really do that would be to hit S, bring up the shortcut toolbar, and then type what I'm going to try and do. Extrude, there it is, but that's not really saving me any time over the normal way we do this, which is moving the cursor over here, going to the Features tab, then hitting Extruded Boss, and then coming down into the Property Manager and making my selections. I'm going to go with Blind and change that to 10, and then I'm going to come up here and hit the OK button. Right? Well, the problem with this is it was actually pretty fast to do this, but I had to move my cursor from over here where I was working over to the Features tab, then up to hit the Extruded Boss button, and then down here to select my end condition, and then I need to come down here and change my extrusion depth, and then come back up here and hit the OK button. So this is a lot of mouse travel. It's not a big deal when we're just doing it once, but we do this task and tasks like it day after day, week after week, year after year, and it adds up to a lot of unnecessary mouse travel and therefore time. So ideally, what I want to be able to do is to keep my cursor in the center as much as possible. So let's go ahead and undo what I just did. Go back into the sketch, and I'm going to customize my shortcut toolbar for sketches to include the extrusion tools that I commonly need. So I'm going to right-click on the toolbar, hit Customize, and let's drag this over here so we can see everything. And I'm going to go to this Flyout Toolbars selection. And all of the icons here represent a flyout toolbar. And here's the toolbar for extruded bosses. I'm going to drag that over here and drop it on the Sketch Shortcuts toolbar. Oop, wrong spot. And then the Extruded Cut toolbar. Drag that and drop it right there. Now I'm going to hit OK, and that change is done. Now I can hit S from here in the sketch, still inside the sketch itself, and my Revolve Boss and Swept Boss tools are right here. For the Extruded Boss, all I have to do is hit the button. Now, I don't even have to move the cursor over to the Property Manager. I can right-click and change my end condition from here. Let's go with the mid-plane from the Context toolbar. And I don't need to move over to the Property Manager to change the extrusion depth. That field is already highlighted, so I can just type a new number and hit Tab to accept it, and right-click for OK, and it's done. Now, if I want to add a hole through this part, I can click here, create a new sketch on that face, hit S, circle, right there. Now I can right-click and grab the Smart Dimension tool from the Context toolbar. Make that a diameter of 3, then S. We'll go with an Extruded Cut. Make sure that's set to Through All, then OK. And everything I needed to do, I was able to do right in this area without moving my cursor to the edges of the screen. I hope you found that useful, and have a good day.